Ciao Juventini of the world. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, welcome back for a live where we'll speak about Massimiliano Allegri. We have some news, a lot of news. We'll try to build what happened since yesterday. Coppa Italia victory, celebrations, fantastic moment here on the channel, and then everything happened. Everything happened. A lot of things happened. And we'll talk about that today. We'll try to give some clarity according to the reports of what we read online, according to what journalists are saying, trying to clarify the situation. Again, ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. Ciao Coppa Italia winners, because that's important. That's important. Today, one of the loyal subscribers, loyal members of the channel, they send me a message and telling me, Beppe, we can't have half a day of joy. Juventini, we can't have a half a day of joy. It is impossible. Half a day, that's all we ask for, and we can't. So before starting, I see that you are already discovering, because we are a lot of members on the channel, I see that you are already discovering the two new emotes that we have. We have the emoji Coppa Italia that Nicolotti is using at the moment. We have also the trophy, if I'm not wrong, that you can see here. So the two new emotes are here. You can use them as much as you want. The first question I have before going into detail about Max Allegri, etc., is how do you feel after the win of yesterday? How are you feeling? Did you celebrate? How did you wake up? Did you wake up with a smile, with happiness? Were you proud? Were you going to work, to school, to whatever, with a Juventus shirt? I wanna know. I wanna hear. And I see that people finally they are using a lot of emotes, and that makes me happy, guys. We'll speak about Max Allegri, of course. That will be the main topic of today. But first, we need to start with the basics, because we don't speak enough about it. And we won the Coppa Italia for the 15th times, which means 6 more than the second one. 15 Coppa Italia means that we have nearly the same Scudetti or at least Coppa Italia as the Scudetti of Milan, as the Scudetti of Inter. Guys, I don't know if you understand the magnitude of it. Stavros is telling us, Beppe, I am still buzzing. Westerman, I was happy, and then I opened Twitter or X. Mohamed, strange. Suddenly we are in a final and suddenly we won. Ciao Daniel Perrone, I rewatched a part of the game, feeling really, really, really good. Target number 1, Champions League qualification. Target number 2, Coppa Italia win. Target number 3, I didn't read the third one. 30,000 subscribers before the end of the season. We said before the end of the month of May. There is Thomas that is telling me, Beppe, you know what? I give you a bit of credits. I give you until whatever. We need to reach 30. No. Look, that's what we have at the moment as we speak. 29,511. We have a half of May to go. It's a big challenge. I'm not sure if we will be able to do it or not, but that's what we have, and that's what we'll try to achieve all together. But that's a discussion, so don't forget, I will say just one time, maximum of like if you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe. If you didn't yet, people that are not subscribed, they can't participate, so if you want to, click now the subscribe button so that we can do it all together. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Let me continue to read before going into the topic of today, of course. You had almost 30k members as a gift yesterday. Yeah, it's true, Guilherme. It's true. That's a reality. Again, thank you for that. I'm still happy, Beppe. Where is the info about the shirts for fans? I didn't do it this morning, so I will do it probably tomorrow. I will do it probably. A word is a word, so don't be scared about that. But this morning we needed to speak about the Coppa Italia, the feeling, the importance of it, and I couldn't put it in. But we will. Well, of course. So don't forget to watch the videos because we will speak about it and I will explain you. Kaushik, I feel conflicted, Beppe. Max deserved a proper farewell. I feel empathy for his anger and the isolation to the last 3 years. But if the reports are true, he crossed the line. One has to be good winner too. Kaushik is immediately giving me the feeling, what he is feeling at the moment, which I believe is the feeling of a lot of Juventini today. Happy because we won, and then towards midday, 1 p.m., or it already started yesterday, but we were not really conscious about all what was happening. We try to build it. So that we can tell you the chronology of what happened yesterday. A crazy day of Max. If reports, of course, is true. And that's why I appreciate a lot the message of Kaushik that is always taking it with a grain of salt. I don't know how to say. Anyway, you understand. Huh? Maybe I put that as well as an emote. The grain of salt. Because, of course, we need to understand what is true, what is not true. And as long as we have no certainties, as long as someone tells me in the chat, Beppe, I was there, I heard and I saw everything, it's tough for us to understand and to split the reality from fake news. Today we heard a lot. Today we heard Max Allegri is already dismissed. Then we heard it will be dismissed at 6 p.m. when the stock exchange is closed. Then we heard no, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, we don't know. So you see, pay attention to what you read online. Of course, everyone has their own sources, so we are not here to discredit some people. They have their own sources. You never know. It's a situation that is moving. I will tell you also why it's a complex situation. Ciao Beppe and all the Juventini. Ciao Steve Cano. Neven, what was yesterday the record with the views on the channel? No. Yesterday was not the record of the channel. We had more. It's crazy to say, but it's a reality. We had more views when Ronaldo was there. It was not strange to have 800,000 people, not 800,000, that 800 or 1,000. I believe we went even more than 1,000 simultaneously on the channel, which was a huge one. Back then, but it was huge. Then a lot of people after Ronaldo left, they left. But I always said we will build it again. The quality that we have now in terms of loyalship is much bigger than back then. The quantity was bigger then. That's a reality. The videos that I was posting online, they were not as good as the one of today, but we had easily 3,500, 4,000, 4,500 per video, where today we are fighting for 2,500, 3,000. So yeah, but it was not a record. Grain of salt. I know, but you have to teach me, guys, what is happening. Okay, guys. Modric and Danilo on Instagram in comment section. Is it happening? Modric is one that we will need to observe today. Maybe later we can speak about Mercato if it's not too long. The video of today, the live of today. But let's speak with Coppa Italia and building a bit what happened, and then we can speak about it. Okay. So yesterday, what happened? Against everything and everyone, we won the Coppa Italia. I explained a bit the detail about what is everything and what is everyone in the video of this morning, so I will not repeat everything, but just in a few words. The referee decision, the anti-Juve world, Gravina in the stand that was not that happy. There were too many things. Against everything and everyone, okay? There were even people, Juve fans, that were wishing that we would lose. So imagine a bit the atmosphere. Juventus themselves, we were absolutely not delivering since months. The only wins, if I'm not wrong, were Frosinone at the 95th minute with a goal of Rugani. A 1-0 against Fiorentina. And that's it. For the rest, draws, losses, also in Coppa Italia against Lazio. We were throwing away an advantage of 2-0, where they were leading 2-0, and luckily then we have that final of the game goal of Arkadiusz Milik that is bringing us to the final. So you have to imagine a bit the atmosphere that is absolutely not okay, that is absolutely not good. Juventus, out of nowhere, they go with a fantastic performance. I saw people that were telling me here in the channel, Beppe, we watched again the game. It was a pure joy. It was really beautiful to watch again. I watched it as well. Really beautiful game. Pay attention. The second half was a lot of suffering, even if Atalanta was not that dangerous. But you play and you clearly see that Juventus, if you win 3-0, there is nothing to say. There is absolutely nothing to say. Zero to say. If Juventus win, there is nothing to say. 0. 3-0. Easily against Atalanta. But of course, a cancelled goal, a yellow card not given, a red card not given, a penalty not given, a VAR decision that they are not even looking at, a VAR decision that they are looking at really fast to cancel. And the tension is growing. Let me say thank you to Takishi that became a member for 10 months on the channel. Good afternoon, Beppe. Good night. I will tell you good night because where I live it's already 11:30. Couldn't be on the live yesterday, but enjoyed that victory quite a lot while I was on my way to play football. Playing football is the most important thing, of course. Then you did really well, and I'm happy that you enjoyed that victory. Thank you for the 10 months, Takishi. Really appreciate it. And you feel that tension that is increasing until at a certain moment where you see that the referee, out of nowhere, he decides to give 6 minutes that are extremely long. Max Allegri goes totally nuts, goes totally crazy. And that's where it all starts. A Max Allegri is that close to win the cup that he was really wanting to. He didn't want because he knows. He understands the situation. He reads the papers, social media, even if he has not an account. But he reads, he knows. He saw a picture. He saw all these kind of things. Not since yesterday. Since much longer. Since at least 3 seasons. Since he's come back, and I will tell you even more, since even earlier. So the tension of Max Allegri is at the limit. Is really at the limit. At that moment, we're speaking about the game. That he is about to win. But looks like everything can happen. It is only 1-0, even if Juventus deserves. He go nuts. He starts with a Mad Max show that we are used to. We know him. Which, honestly, I said it this morning, I believe. I was extremely I understood perfectly the reaction of Max Allegri, when you have that pressure, when you know not that your future will be decided about that Coppa Italia, but that's probably the last chance that you have to live in a 3-year cycle that has been so difficult on and off the field. You can live with the only cup that you have at disposal, the only one. It's or you win or you don't win. And your Max Allegri 2.0, there is not even a sunshine, not even a beautiful light. Zero. He feels that he's going away, that win. You have the post of Ederson. What a game of Ederson, by the way. Huh? Yesterday, I tell you guys, between you and me, Ederson was much stronger than Koopmeiners yesterday. Yesterday, Ederson, best of... Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Then I'm not saying Ederson is better or not, but yesterday, Ederson... Sometimes we hear the name of Ederson linked to Juve. I personally understand. Lookman, I said it yesterday as well. Yes, but if you see the quantity... Yeah, it was Lookman with the post, sorry. But I'm speaking about the game of Ederson. The game of Ederson yesterday was incredible. Quantity, quality, it was everywhere. Everywhere. I understand sometimes that it's linked to Juve. I never really understood. Yesterday I saw his game, I said, what a player. Now, Lookman, of course, Lookman was the most visible, but Ederson was strong. Anyway, we have that post with Lookman, and Max Allegri goes crazy. And I said, he's right. Basta. Stop. Now it's exaggerated. I don't know how much more injustice Juventini needs to endure. How many times we need to feel these kind of injustice. Because people, they forget. People forget. But that that final against Inter 2 seasons ago, because last year we didn't play. 2 seasons ago, that final against Inter. Do you remember? Do you remember some decisions that were taken there with the referee? Do you remember that game? That Juventus played well, by the way. That Juventus played well. Oh, guys, because now we forget. And that's the thing. People, they have, on these kind of things, they have a flash memory. They will remember the night of the game. They will remember the day after the game. They will remember 1 week after, and then you forget. And then it's over. It's over. Basta. You forget. What do we know? Inter won the Coppa Italia final against Inter. They don't speak about that anymore. And he knows that it can happen again with Atalanta. And it's not the first time that we go super far. Because I will tell you again. Do you remember, guys? Do you remember Juve-Atalanta end of season? That was important. And we are winning 1-0. And the referee decides in that game to continue the game until Atalanta scores. Do you remember that game? Where at the end, it's Dusan Vlahovic with a fantastic goal. A goal that was crazy, nuts, out of the box, bam, touching the bar, I believe, boom, boom. It was crazy. Beautiful goal of Dusan Vlahovic. 100 minutes, indeed, 100 minutes. If Dusan doesn't score that second goal in counter-attack, and then that they equalize, the referee decided we play until Atalanta scores. And Maxi knows these kind of things. He knows about it. And he goes nuts. And I agree with him. And he goes nuts. He says it's not fair. It's not okay. Pissed off. Then he goes to the fourth man. He's telling him something. Landucci is taking him in the way. And then you see that Max Allegri is starting. Throwing the jacket. Throwing the tie. He's starting to unbutton himself. And he's starting to scream because we have the audio. He's starting to scream. Dov'è Rocchi? Rocchi is not the referee. Referee is Maresca. The referee, the boss of the referees, the one that is actually the head of AIA, Associazione Italiana Arbitri. Dov'è Rocchi? Dov'è Rocchi? Where is Rocchi? Where is Rocchi? To tell him that is disgusting. That's the drop of water that is actually too much, and the water is spitting off the... I don't know how you say in English. You know what I mean. It's too much. And I can understand it. I personally can understand it. I have absolutely zero problem. People are saying it's a show. He's taking the scene. He's doing it a la Allegri. Guys, you are not in this kind of situation with the stress that you are living 24/7. 24/7, the stress that you're living. Of course, you will tell me, Beppe, he's paid for it. Yeah, he's paid for it. He's paid for it. Guys, when I worked, I had a really great salary. I can tell you, salary, money is important in life. Absolutely. But it's not changing a lot of things in terms of how you feel inside. And you can earn €100 or you can earn €7 million, the attacks, personal attacks, they feel the same. I can tell you. Then you can go better when you have €7 million net per year, because if you need to go on holiday, you can go. If you want to buy a boat and you want to go relax on your boat, you can do it, which is much better, of course, than when you have no money. But I can tell you that it hurts. 100%. Whatever money that you're earning, it hurts. Now, he's a coach, he's paid for it, needs to take it, he's taking it, but it goes totally crazy. And I can understand, it's not making a show, not the show, it's doing it. And that's the first part, where I say, I agree. I agree with Max, he's receiving that red card, leaving the field, and that's the first part. Until there, I have nothing to say. Like BT saying in the chat, the moment of tension of the final minutes, that's it. It's not the personal show. It's you react like that, you go totally crazy. It's also called adrenaline. The adrenaline. That's where you are feeling it. You are going out of control. I understand. And that's over, and that's what we can all see. Then there is, indeed, there were funny parts because there were, I believe, Nicolussi that is watching like this. What is happening? There are a lot of players on the bench that really are looking like this. What is happening? They are going out of the way. And then you see in the back, you see Cambiaso that is heating him up even more. Big applause, bravo, bravo, bravo. And even Szczesny is looking with a big smile. That's what we all see. There is nothing new that I'm telling you here. Now, what is the second part? Before other images that we saw. Apparently in that moment where he's going out, he's that pissed off, he's still in that moment of losing control, that apparently, and again, pay attention guys, there is nothing of the first part we all saw. In that part that I'm telling you now, there is nothing official, there is only the reports of what we said. So I'm not here telling you this is what it was, or it was 100% like that. No, it's the reports. I try to build the situation to arrive to a conclusion point, to where we are at today. Apparently, Max Allegri, in these kind of tunnels, angry, lifted a bit the voice, increased the voice tone, speaking to a representative of the prosecutors there that was representing Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio. Should be a woman, I don't know. And also there went and broke some lights of the sets. I don't know, really. It's not a beautiful image, of course. It is not a beautiful image. These things has at today not been reported in the official report of the referee, okay? Why am I telling you that? Because it's important. Because today we have, and it was really fast by the way, Max Allegri that received 2 games of suspension and a fine of €5,000 to pay, okay? The 2 games, it's not Bologna and Monza, but it is the next 2 Coppa Italia games. So people are telling Beppe, he received that ban, he's disqualified, he can't participate to the next 2 games, Bologna. No, it is the next year Coppa Italia, with whoever team he is. If it's not next year, from the moment that he's in Italy playing the Coppa Italia, the first 2 games he can't play with them. In that report, they are speaking about that red card. They are speaking about bad words, offending words to the 4th man, bad behavior, etc., etc. But they are not speaking about what happened there in the tunnel. So what happened there in the tunnel is what we read online, okay? And that's the second part. From the triple whistle, we see a Max Allegri that has been called down. We see images of him putting his clothes again because he was half naked at a certain moment. He's putting his clothes again, shorts, bam, bam, bam. And there you see a Max Allegri that is celebrating with the team. We see images of Max Allegri that is sitting and thinking about what? I don't know, probably about the regrets that he has, about enjoying finally a trophy. We don't know what is in his mind at that moment. We see President Ferrero next to him, but we don't really know what he's thinking. But we see him celebrating with the people, and we see also him resting there, observing. By the way, if there are some breaking news, let me know and tag me on Twitter or let me know so that we can go through it. Now, that part is fixed. And what do we see then? Another celebration with players, I believe it's after they received the cup, where Max Allegri is pissed off with someone, saying, go away, not you, go away. From the images, we can understand it is directed to Giuntoli. The reports are saying directed to Giuntoli. The question has been asked to Max Allegri where he's saying no. Where he's saying it is not Giuntoli. I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for Cristiano, Giuntoli. No, he said, he didn't mention Cristiano. He said, I have a lot of respect for the club. I have a lot of respect for the person that are working to the club. No, absolutely not. Is he lying? Is he not lying? We don't know. Of course, when you are watching the images, looks like, what does that mean? That the last months of Max Allegri, Giuntoli, especially from January, were not ideal. That we worked from January on until the end of the season, until now, the moments where Juventus also collapsed probably with a Max Allegri and a Giuntoli that were like, a divorced couple. Divorced couple when you have a man, a woman, man, women, I don't know anymore. When they are together, they are married, and then they split, but they are obliged to live together under one roof until it's official or until the other one finds a new house. And guys, this is the situation that we were in. This is the situation that we were in lately, and that's an important one because we never see the behind the scenes. Yes, you have the cameras, you have this, you have that, you have public announcement, but what is happening behind the scenes, we don't know. But you feel that there is a lot of things, and that's the third point where you see that's strange. I will give you my opinion on all these things in a second, where we arrive to the fourth point, which is the most unacceptable one. Because if the first one, the on-the-field stress, adrenaline, and so on, I can understand it. I'm happy that he's defending Juve, that he's saying basta, it's too much now, and that's one point. Then breaking things in the tunnel, if it's true, that's not okay. Then things that he's doing on the field, if, and I'm always using the words if, it is there to Giuntoli, it's not a beautiful sign. It's not a beautiful sign. Guys, honestly, my opinion, it's not a beautiful sign from Max Allegri. I understand that it's not your best friend. You could, if it, pay attention, always if. You have another great relation, the relation is over, you are maybe pissed off, you feel injustice in your mind, you think that things are not correct. I understand everything. But publicly like that, you need to pay attention. You really need to pay attention. You really need to pay attention because you're damaging also the image of the club like that. I always said, you want to fight with someone verbally. You're not in agreement. You do it between closed doors. I always told you that. You close the door, over, basta, you speak, you agree, you don't disagree, whatever, you go out of the door and nobody knows that, no, nothing. That's important. That's really important. Again, if it's true, maybe he was pissed off with someone else and we don't know. Okay. And then the fourth one, which is the most tough one, the biggest one, the most unacceptable one. Reported by Guido Vassiago, that I have a fantastic relationship with, director of Tuttosport. He has been, I believe, twice here on the channel. He invited me also in Tuttosport offices, so I can guarantee you it's a fantastic person. Sincerely. Then, of course, I was not there. I don't know. And I will never know. Except if you show me a video, if you give me the audio, I will never know. But I have a lot of respect. And for Max Allegri, I have a lot of respect for Guido Rossi. No, mamma mia, what did I say? Guido Vassiago. So, what happened apparently, according to Guido, is that I don't know exactly when. I don't believe it was during the press conference, because I was watching the press conference. I didn't see anything. So, or it is a bit before, or it is a bit after. But there they spoke to each other, where Max Allegri was pointing fingers at him, telling him, you are a shit journalist, you're a shit director. You knew the truth of what was happening here, and you never reported the real truth. You went actually with the versions of the club. This is actually what Max Allegri is blaming to Guido. But he's doing it apparently again with the words of Guido Vassiago, with raising voices, taking also his right hand, putting his hand here, and also threatening him. According to Guido, what is writing on Tuttosport, the words are, I know where to find you, I will go there, I will take your ears off. Guys, it's expressions. Huh? I will take your ears. It's threatening, which you can't do. There was not a fight. Don't imagine now a fight, but raising voices, threatening, really close, taking also the right arm here. Absolutely not okay. Where Guido said, calma. Max, calma, what you're saying here, it's not good. It's too much, according to him, according to Guido Vassiago. Later today we read the report of the lawyer of Max Allegri that said, we deny it. It was a verbal, hot discussion between two without fights, where I raised the voice, he raised the voice, there were some insults, and that's it. Where after that, Guido Vassiago answered again, there were witnesses in the room, they saw it, I never raised a voice, it was unilateral from one side to another. And this is the situations in 4 steps where we are here today. Elod, I met Vassiago as well, I know him. Now, meeting a person in an event is one thing, a person in a tough situation, in a difficult situation, in a heat situation is something else. I'm not saying it about Guido. Huh? I'm speaking about everyone. I can be a super calm person, super positive person, and in that situation you handle it in a totally different way, or you don't know anymore. Did you ever experience that kind of black curtain that you have in front of your eyes, and you don't know anymore what is happening, what you are doing? You can't control you anymore because you see all black. It's like it's like your soul is going out of your body, and your body is acting like that without you knowing. That's crazy, huh? That's really crazy. It doesn't happen a lot, but I believe that this is, for example, what happened yesterday to Max Allegri. I'm not speaking with Guido because I was not there. But when you see on the field what happened with the referee, when you see also there on the field going with verbal, saying you're not here, I believe it, you go totally nuts, out of control. Why is that? Yeah, it's a blackout, huh? Yeah. Why is that? Because you have accumulated so much stress. You think that you're right. You think that there is an injustice from a lot of sides. and then you go in and it's over. It's like okay, we won, and you leave everything out. And while you're leaving everything out, you lose control. So after 36 minutes of explaining a bit the frame, field, tunnel, celebration, and press conference, it's not good looking. It's not good looking image. Of course, if tomorrow they tell us on the field I was pointing at someone else, the referee is the referee. In the tunnel, nothing happened. In the press conference with Guido, we spoke to each other. We insulted each other, and that was it. It's, of course, a total different way as it is today. But as today, with what we hear, with what we read, it's absolutely not good looking. It is not. It is not good looking. It's not a nice one. And it's a pity because us, Juventini, we wanted to celebrate longer. We wanted to enjoy. We wanted to see memes. We wanted probably to banter other teams. We wanted to be proud to be Juventini. We wanted, and it has been taken away on one side, and that will never be given back. So the situation has been handled, whatever the reality is, has been handled badly, I believe, from all parts involved. And that's really a pity. I think it's a pity. It's not a beautiful example neither. It is not. It is not. We will put I love cacao in timeout because if you're telling me Fabrizio Romano said Guardiola to Juve, it was 2019, I would even tell you, wow, fantastic, one time. If it's 2024 and you're telling me that, one time for the joke I accept, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times is a bit too much. No, especially if we are speaking about sensitive, important information. Okay? Not a beautiful example. We were speaking about that little girl that never in my life I accused that little girl that said Juve merda when there was Fiorentina Monza. I always said I have absolutely nothing against that little girl. She's not even conscious of what she's saying, what she's doing. It's about education. It's about examples, what you see, what you hear, what you do. Well, I believe that all players, coaches, public figures, they need to pay attention. You always make mistakes. You will always make mistakes. Sometimes you say something that you don't think. Sometimes you said something but you couldn't explain it really well. Sometimes you behave in situations like you should not do. It happens to everyone. But you really need to pay attention when you're a public figure. To not cross the line, to pay attention. And if you're wrong, also thinking about it and saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. In that part, I believe I was right. On that one, I was bad. And whatever happens, the situation is not beautiful. It's not good looking. I can't defend. If I am supporting Max Allegri going nuts on that referee decision, the other thing that happened, I can't. So, what is happening today? Okay. A lot of people, they are pushing Juventus, fans, I'm speaking about fans, like there has to be a dismissal immediately, it is not acceptable, it is this, it is this. We need to split hate towards Allegri that was already there before the final, and that situation only. That's really important because a lot of people are jumping on the wagon on let's mix everything, let's push, let's say it's unacceptable, not because they care, they don't care, because they are doing sometimes even worse on social media with words, with whatever. So it's really difficult to split the real opinion from someone where it's not influenced by something else. But what is Juve doing? Juventus, they had an idea. We already spoke about it. I tell you, I believe since February, something like that, that at the end of the year it will be over between Max Allegri and Juventus. And I support that idea because I believe it's the best part for everyone. It's the best part for Max Allegri. It's the best part for Juventus. It's the best part for the supporters. It's the best part for the players. It's the best part for everyone to split roles. I have said it. I repeat it. so many times. I think it's the best and the only solution possible. Then in life, you never know. Huh? You find an agreement, you speak out, and suddenly you have that alchemy again. But I believe that things went too far, especially with yesterday, especially with yesterday, these elements that happened in the eyes of the world. Juventus, they can do a few things. I always said before the final, play the final. Depending how it is, because then you have two games to play where you're already qualified mathematically to Champions League. Wait a bit more. Before the Monza game that you are playing at home, you go with the official communication and you say officially, Max Allegri, Juventus, split roads at the end of the season, where he plays the last game at home, receive an applause of who wants to applause. Not all the stadium, maybe not, maybe yes, you never know, especially if we won the Coppa Italia, especially if you're already qualified to Champions League, especially for supporters knowing that it's the very last one. There will be no Allegri 3.0. The people that want to, they can say goodbye to Max Allegri. They can say goodbye. The people that do not want to, that want to whistle, they whistle. But at least you give the people the reality. It's over. Ciao. Now, with the things of yesterday, Juventus, they are looking. There were a few versions. Huh? There is the version of you actually dismiss Max Allegri, which means you stop with him, but he's still your employee and you still continue to pay him one more year, like it always happened, like it happened with Sarri, like it happened with Allegri 1.0, like it happened with Pirlo, like it happened with so many coaches in the world in a lot of clubs. You dismiss a coach, he still has a contract, and you pay him until the end of the contract. That's option one. Option two, that today we were reading, is the possibility, the option of dismissing for just cause Allegri, which means you're firing him, you stop the contract for bad behavior, for things that are stipulating in that contract, you stop it, which means that you don't give him any money, or maybe a compensation, I don't know, but you don't have to pay, and he's not your employee anymore. These kind of things need to go to court. It's not the court with a camera and so on. It's a private court, a private meeting where when you explain, where you find an agreement, and then it's over. That is a second option. Of course, you have a third option of Max Allegri dismissing himself, saying I stop, I quit. Or then you have a fourth option. That's the last one. You continue until the end of the season. Juventus, there were a lot of rumors today. What do we do? What can we do? Some people said it's over between Juventus and Max Allegri and it will be communicated now. Some people said it will be communicated after the stock exchange. Some people said not today, it will be tomorrow. We have the latest news. I will tell you after reading the message of Mohammad Youssef. Thank you for the donation, my friend. Really appreciated, Mohammad. Beppe, you think that with social media we started to look more into management, that we distracted from fan joy. Management always incite conflicts, which is normal out of passion to the club. It's a good question. I don't believe that you start to look more or to be more interested or not. But I believe it's all amplified because today you have a lot of information. I always say we have too much information today. What we are lacking is quality, but we have a lot of quantity. And that you want it or that you don't want it, you see them. Where in the past, you probably saw the news of a conflict in management on television. You spoke about it with, I don't know, your family, because you were eating together, you were watching the news, you heard about the management of your favorite club. You speak with your brother, with your sister, with your mother, whatever. You speak in family, and then you go and you do something else. Where it's over, you can think about it, it's over. Where you have to wait until the day after to see the new edition of the journal, or when you buy the paper. Where today everything is much more amplified. Where today you have not the need to wait until the television, or you don't need to go until the next day to buy a paper. Today, you are just opening Twitter, social media, here, the channel. You see the thumbnails, channel here, there, X, Y, Z, and you see always the same. And people, they go, they see, they start to study. Like we became, you know it, Mohammed. We became lawyers, we became doctors, we became doping specialists, gambling. We became everything because you go, you inform, you read, so it's much more amplified. And yeah, of course, social media is giving there a huge, big boost. But conflict in management has always been. Of course, it has always been. Also because if in the past you had one television that was speaking at 7 p.m. about football, they were dedicating 4 minutes about your club with one journalist. Today you have Romeo Agresti, Giovanni Albanese, Mirko Nicolino, Mirko Di Natale, Fabrizio Romano, Gianluca Di Marzio. I'm just telling you Alfredo Pedula, and the same are tweeting about the same topic with a small nuance, sometimes with a different source, but it's about the same topics. 7, we can go to 10 easily. And here I'm not even speaking about the translation accounts. How many translation accounts do we have? Bianconeri Zone, AGC, Juve News Live, we have juvefc.com. I'm just giving you four translate. Matthias Pog. We have a lot. We have ourselves, our Telegram group. So yeah, it's much more amplified than in the past. Of course. Now, where are we? The latest information, the very latest information are that Max Allegri has not been dismissed. Officially has not been dismissed. Today, there was a day off for staff, there was a day off for players. So the players and staff were not in La Continassa. They arrived this morning, J Hotel. Then the people that wanted to go home, they went home. The people that wanted to stay in the J Hotel, they stayed in the J Hotel. But there was no training session. Tomorrow there is a training session. And here we arrive at the huge part of the video. Tomorrow there is a training session. I will answer that question as well. Wait, Beppe, the real question is, did Allegri expose Tuttosport, and is it pointless to read Tuttosport now? What Max Allegri said today is you didn't report my reality. You didn't report my reality. That's what he said to Guido. What I have in mind, my truth. You didn't speak about it. When I read, and you know it, I read the 3 papers every single day. When I read Tuttosport, I can tell you that Tuttosport is the most balanced. Where you have Corriere dello Sport that is not pro-Juve, they are anti-Juve, but they are pro-Max. And you clearly see it, the titles, etc., they're really pro-Max, where Gazzetta dello Sport is anti-Juve. If they can put, like oil on the fire, they are happy, they are enjoying it. We know how they are. While Tuttosport, I always have seen a balanced Tuttosport. I have always seen first a more Allegri-esque Tuttosport, where they were explaining, while in the last month, but that's what I did also here on the channel, guys, you saw the narrative changing of, okay, Max, I defended you so many times, so long. I did everything for defending you because I really thought what I was saying. I was defending you because I said it's impossible there is one man only. Because I see a lot of things that you did also well. I see the tools that were at your disposal and you tried to do. But then you switch towards that second part where it was not only because of this, but more was going into that balance of more Allegri that was not able to take that team and raise it, which he did fantastically well yesterday with a perfect game. And the narrative of Tuttosport has changed as well a bit, but Tuttosport still, even if more linking towards showing Max Allegri's weaknesses in the last few months, has always said Max Allegri is not the only one at fault because of this, because of that, because of that. But Tuttosport is a really reliable paper. It's a really good question. Now, going back to today, I told you, off day, we saw a lot of players posting on social media. It was quite funny. We saw the beautiful from Pinsoglio, for example, from the night before. Fantastic things. Now, tomorrow, there is a training session. There is a training session early in the afternoon. And that's the big questions of all the journalists. It's all the big questions of the reporters. It's there goes all the speculations. What Juventus doesn't want to do, what Allegri don't want to do, is going towards a clash of image that close to the end of the season. A clash of image. That's not what they want to do. Not one, not the other one. Of course, when you're looking at stopping a contract earlier, from one side, from the other side, there are so many small letters in the contract that you really need to understand. The latest informations are towards, against Bologna, there will already not be Max Allegri. That's not what I'm telling you. This is what is reported. That's the latest news. There will not be Max Allegri on the bench of Juventus. There will be someone else. We'll come back on it. That's what the majority is saying. For the people that said today there will be a communication, no, that's also not what I heard, because, guys, if there is something big like that, I will know a bit to be prepared, a bit more in advance. Today I was relaxed. I was relaxed in a way. I didn't expect a breaking news like, boom, it will arrive today. Then tomorrow is an important one, because tomorrow is training session. The latest news comes from Sky Sport with Guardalà that said Friday, latest Saturday, an official communication could come. Why? Because we play on Monday, which means at a certain moment you need to take a decision. I will wake up quite early tomorrow because I need to understand who will coach Juventus tomorrow in training session. Will it be Max? Will it be someone else? And that's an important one. That's a really important. Sasha is saying, will Motta coach both teams? He will go from one side to the other. AJ saying, we used to think the management love Allegri and the players don't. Right now it seems the opposite. Look, here on the channel we always said that I don't believe that the players gave up on Max Allegri. Then that Federico Chiesa and Max Allegri, they have technical different point of views. I'm speaking about the field. It's not a secret, guys, that especially in the beginning of the season, Vlahovic didn't understand yet or was expecting something else. So clear. Then he adapted and he did much better, Dusan Vlahovic. But if you're looking at stats, he never did as good than 2024, even if in other teams. So, of course, but this happens in every single team. In every single team where you have collisions like that. Like, look at Salah and Klopp last time. It happens every single time. Ibrahimovic, Guardiola. We can go with a lot. We can go with a lot. No, if have two. We have actually a day. We have actually a day. We have a day. We have a day. We have a day. It's not Saturday anymore, but it's Friday, the 17th of May. That could be decisive. Look, guys, we all know, the 379 people here that 45% didn't put a like. We all know the end of the story. We all know. You know, I know. The only thing that we don't know is the when. And the when could happen potentially tomorrow. Gianluca Di Marzio is telling us, Juventus Allegri, the situation. Juventus as a club will decide tomorrow, so Friday, 17th of May, if continuing or anticipating the interruption of the relationship with Allegri. We expect a night long of evaluations, legal evaluations in Juventus offices. The club has not been indifferent of what happened in the post-game against Atalanta. Today, the club asked for forgiveness, or saying sorry, excused themselves to Gravina and also to the director of Tuttosport for the behavior of Max Allegri. And they are studying the situation also from a legal point of view. Tomorrow, Friday the 17th, the club, Bianconero club, could take action with the anticipated dismissal of Allegri, respected to what had been planned and that would have happened at the end of this season. What I'm telling you is we all know the what. We just don't know the when. And if the when would have been at the end of this season, it can be anticipated to tomorrow. And the super important thing is that tomorrow, Friday the 17th, 2024, is exactly 5 years of the communication from Juventus Football Club that was also on a Friday, the 17th of May 2019, where Max Allegri 1.0 has been dismissed by Juventus. Friday 17th, 2019, dismissed. 5 years later, exactly the same day, Friday the 17th of May 2024, could potentially be the last day of Max Allegri again. Friday the 17th, that is in Italy considered as an unlucky day. In France, in Belgium, it is Friday the 13th. In Italy, they believe that Friday the 17th is an unlucky day, a bad luck day. Well, 5 years later, exactly on Friday the 17th, it can happen again. This time not with a press conference, probably, with Agnelli next to him, giving him a special plate with the 5 consecutive Scudetti, leaving as a huge winner of 11 trophies, but probably in a total different way. your opinion there. I need to answer the question of says what. Thank you for the donation, my friend. I have a lot of stress already in life, and I don't want to pile up by watching Allegri's football. I hope soon I will be enjoying again. Thanks the gods. No, the gods have nothing to do here with the way that Juventus is playing, the way of Allegri's football. So that's two different things. You know it. Football is the most important thing of the non-important thing, and that's super important. Then I always say, says what, you know what you have, you don't know what you will have. You don't know. I wish, I hope, I pray, whatever you want to, that we can have a more beautiful future together and that it will start immediately. But I can't promise you that. I hope so, but I can't promise you that. The only thing that I can tell you, and that's a reality, is that only changing coach will not be enough. Will not be enough. Your opinion, guys. BT saying he's not deserving this. Alessio, this is very sad for Allegri. This is indeed will be exposed in the mall, Museum of Cinema one day. Max is an unlucky bugger. More attenzione sounds effect and graphic going forwards greatness. Bob, probably you're new to, you were not there the summer of 2 years ago. Okay, guys, the people, you know, Alessio, BT, Saraz, you know, guys, this is the basic of the channel. Now, you have moments and moments to go with special effects, with sounds, with suspense. You have moments and moments. If you know that you will have a summer mercato where you will buy nobody, it makes no sense to go with suspense. If there is no suspense, there is no suspense. When there is suspense, then we go for it. Apex was there that summer. Do you remember? That was a fantastic one. Do you remember? The TikTok, the tic tac sounds, the firework sounds? We have them all. We have them all. When we didn't sign a player. So you will have a lot of fun this summer. I can guarantee you that. We will have a lot of summer and a lot of animations. Alessio, push that stream deck. Yeah. Max played with fire. Vincenzo. Mamma mia, Beppe became a... Yeah, indeed. Allegri 1.0 was different, but version 2.0 was very bad. I'm waiting for Max autobiography. If you want the truth, I tell you the truth. Do you remember that? That was a great one, huh? No, not that one. Where was it? I can't find it anymore. Wait. Here.
Do you remember?
Do you remember? And
if you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
We had a lot of animations. The book, fantastic. Mas, Beppe, what? Aggio Papa. Who is Aggio Papa? Is that you or is it me? Maybe it's me. Okay, Aggio Papa. Thank you. Thank you for all your amazing memories from every season with you. I am sure Papa will do amazing things somewhere else. Good luck. Papa Max. How many Papa do we have? From a very appreciative Juventini fan. Thank you. I understood the context. I'm just hesitant about who is Papa Aggio and Papa, I don't know. The octopus. Oh, the octopus dance was fantastic. People said, why to Gravina? Guys, if everything is confirmed what happened yesterday, you are representing Juventus, and Juventus is part of Serie A, Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio. And who is the boss of FEGC? It is Gravina. Feel pity for Max. He deserves better. Nick, unfortunately, Allegri made some mistakes yesterday, but I would still make the announcement that he will be dismissed at the end of the season. That's the Nick. Miguel, Max has been holding that since the beginning of the season. He let it all out and proved everyone wrong by winning yesterday. Bro, it's very strange. They feel like now it's time to sack Allegri, but not when Juve was risking 80 million. That's a beautiful assist that you're giving me. That's a really beautiful assist. Look, Juventus, you're probably speaking about February, when we lost against Inter, when we lost against Udinese. To be honestly, guys, but tell me yes or no. Was there honest? Be honest. I'm not speaking about now. I'm not speaking about the month of May. But in that moment, when we lose we draw against Empoli, we lose against Inter, we lose against Udinese, we draw against Verona. Okay? If you want to, we can even add one more game, but I believe we won then against Frosinone, right? Is there someone, tell me in the chat, is there someone of you that was really scared to not qualify to Champions League? Honestly. At that moment, with all the points that we had in advantage, I'm checking the games, we won against Frosinone. Before losing against Napoli, and against Napoli we played one of the best games and we lost. And then the 2-2 against Napoli Atalanta where we deserved. Honestly, there was absolutely no risk. There were absolutely no risk to not qualify to Champions League. The fear, really the big fear, started to come in that Torino, Cagliari, Milan. In these games, losing against Lazio in Coppa Italia, drawing against Roma, that's where you really start to say, oof, now we are really scared. Now we are extremely scared. But on that time, I see the chat as well. If we are really honest, not because of the way that we played, because it was not good, but honestly, with all the margin that we had, we needed a few wins to qualify, and a few wins would have arrived. That's what everyone is thinking. What did we say here? If you want to sack Max because you are scared of not qualifying to Champions League, then you need one person that can come and can tell you, I'm here and we will qualify to Champions League. One. And if you want to go towards these kind of coaches, who are there? Especially if you already had an agreement with Thiago Motta. If you have an agreement with Thiago Motta that will come, you can't go with a coach that will suddenly come and say, oh, I'm a good experienced coach. I will come here for 3 months and I will make sure that you go in qualification in Champions League, making sure that you will win the Coppa Italia, and then I will leave and I will say goodbye to everyone. It doesn't exist. I have always been, you know it, I have always been against Paolo Montero on the bench. Why? Because I love Paolo Montero. No, I didn't want back then Paolo Montero, because the situation at Juventus was that difficult that putting Montero there was two solutions. Or he did really bad and he burned himself, or he did well, but it would not have been the coach of Juve, because you already have an agreement with Thiago Motta. So at the end of the season, you will tell him, hey, you did well. You did really well, but go back to under 19. A coach that feels Serie A, that tests Serie A, he doesn't want to go back. Too far. He doesn't want to. A lot of coaches like that. It's difficult for them to accept. A lot of time they lose themselves. Look at Pirlo. Turkey, first division. Then now, where he's doing a bit better now with Sampdoria, they're in the playoffs there, had a lot of difficult start. Look at Gattuso. A lot, Simone Inzaghi, Pippo Inzaghi. Milan, then Seedorf stopped. So it's really tough, It's really tough. I never wanted it. Now, if you're telling me, Beppe, but if you sack Allegri now, you're speaking about the same situation. No. Now, if this is the decision that they are taking, look, honestly, guys, I think, I don't know about legal, I don't know about contracts, I don't know about these kind of things, but honestly, I would really, really, really hope and wish that Max Allegri can find after what happened yesterday. Yeah? This is not what I wanted. I am a person, you know me. Yeah? I want the coach to finish the season. But after everything that happened, the tension, the internal, apparently the internal fight, I would love to say, guys, we stop. We found an agreement. We make it public. And then I go with Montero. For what reason? Because Montero is playing his last game with Primavera on Saturday. The last game of the season. We are already saved. We will not win the league. There is not really something to fight for. And that's the last game. And basta. So he could eventually even go there with them or giving it to the assistant coach and go up in the first team for 2 games. Where you make it clear to Montero, it is 2 games to help us. 2 games. You have no pressure. If we win the 2 games, it's beautiful. If we lose the 2 games, it is what it is. If we draw, if whatever the result, we already qualified to Champions League. We already won the Coppa Italia. There is absolutely nothing at stake. And then it makes sense to have a Montero for 2 days. Not to do miracles, because we don't need miracles already. We already qualified. We already had our things. Then people are saying, I see in the chat, Beppe, keeping Landucci. And no, because Landucci is the man of Allegri's staff. You understand? Landucci is a big loyal of Allegri since years and years and years. When Max didn't coach for 2 years, Landucci stayed at home, waiting for Max to do something, and that was coming back to Juve. So no, but Padoini is staff of Allegri. It's Allegri that asked Padoini. It's Allegri that asked for Magnanelli. So these persons, they are in the staff of Max Allegri. The guy from Sassuolo is the staff of Allegri, guys. My wish, I repeat, my wish that we won or that we lost the Coppa Italia was qualification to Champions League, to finish with Max Allegri until the end of the season. Before Monza, you communicate it. People at the stadium, they can do what they want. Applause or not, you say goodbye to someone that you like it or not, will be a legend. Guys, I was speaking also to my father and so on and so on. I spoke with a bit older persons about Trapattoni. Trapattoni also had Trapattoni 1.0 and Trapattoni 2.0. Trapattoni 2.0 has been hated for 10 years. I can tell you, for 10 years, you couldn't mention the name of Giovanni Trapattoni in Torino. Boring playing style. Disaster. Not good in communication. Not great people manager. It was a total disaster. Forgetting everything that he did fantastically well in the first spell of Trapattoni. And then with the years, people, they forget. And now if you're mentioning Trapattoni, he's a legend of the club. And I hope that Max Allegri can receive what, according to me, would be deserved in the future, 5-10 years. Time heals a lot. Time heals a lot. This is the note of Juventus in 2019 on the 17th of May. Thank you, Saraz. Thank you, Saraz. Max Allegri. Back then. people are telling me, can you please read the news of Nikos Kira? But Nikos Kira is speaking about Xavi at Barca. But who cares about Xavi at Barca? Personally, I don't care. Here on GJustjuve in a live where we're speaking about Max Allegri. Personally, yeah. Then, oh, guys. Juventini, thank you for the donation, my friend. Can you do a content about Juve is hated? About why Juve is hated by Federer? That's a trilogy of the Lord of the Rings. You know, did you see how long the movies are from the Lord of the Rings? I believe it's one movie is like 3 hours 30 or 4 hours, and then it's a trilogy. And then you have also not only the trilogy, but then you have also the before, you know, how do you call it, the origins, also there with another trilogy extended version. Now, if I do a video about why it's hated, it's impossible, my friend. It's impossible because there are too much. If you want the short version, it's really simple. It's really simple. You have 1/3 of Italy that is supporting Juve, 2/3 that is hating Juve. A lot of men of power, they hate Juve because in Italy you have your professionality that is here, and then a lot of time your professionality is also influenced by calcio, by what you are supporting. Unfortunately, we saw it also recently. And Juventus is winning too much. Juventus is winning too much. In Italy, you have a mentality that says break the winner instead of trying to be better as the winner. When you try to be better as the winner, you push yourself to do better. And if you are here and the other ones are increasing because they want to catch you, the winner will also try to push. And actually, he's taking all the rest up. In Italy, no. In Italy, you are here. Instead of catching him, you're actually doing one thing. You're shooting down so that he falls and that you are here. That's the reality. In a few words, that's the reality. So instead of growing and trying to catch, but all growing together with all the systems area, you watch him, boom, you shoot him so that he falls and you are here and you are first. Strange, yeah? But that the problem is that everyone is low. Guys, can you please rate my trilogy explained in 1 minute to our friend Juventini? I believe that I explained extremely well. No? I believe so. Oh, and then maybe the last thing. And then it's a real trilogy. The family Agnelli. Big power in Italy. Big power. People didn't like that. 10 for Mufid. Valentino 10. You see? 7 point calibrato. 7.8987. 10 on 10 for Mario Sanchez. BT. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for the donation. What has Giuntoli done so far other than destabilizing the team? A lot of what the players have been saying lately makes sense now. Big statement. Look, I loved how Giuntoli arrived from Napoli with a huge, big sense of belonging, with a lot of Juventinità. Big one, huh? Repeating it also recently, speaking about il 5 maggio, the 5th of May, going in front of camera, starting to change also the strategy of communication with words like we saw, it is evident what is happening with the VAR decisions and not against Juve. I like his Juventinità. I like that communication of going straight and saying things as they are because we needed it. No, of course it was too late. I agree, but you need to start somewhere, Omar. You need to start somewhere. I agree, too late, but it needs to start somewhere. I like that. I really like that. At Cinque Maggio, guys, the 5th of May, you can't, because Giuntoli arrives, make it, I don't know, the 5th of November. The 5th of May is the 5th of May. Hey, guys, 5th of May is 5th of May. You can't say, Giuntoli, we love il 5 di Novembre, because it doesn't work, unfortunately. On that one, I would have loved to tell you something else. So I love that. I have always said I will not judge Giuntoli on the mercato year one. I will absolutely not judge him for the summer mercato, because the guy arrives on the 7th of July where some things were already done. He needs to understand the situation of Juventus, which is tough, and you can't just arrive. Also because a lot of time when you have a new management, they are taking their men with them, which was not the case. He comes alone, and he comes alone in a structure that, working or not working or whatever, is already in place. Tognozzi, Manna, Max Allegri, that had a lot of power, not mercato. He's not a mercato guy, but still a guy that is on top of covering different things and is involved in a lot of discussions. So he's arriving a bit like, okay, I'm here. You remember? People, they don't pay attention to the words a lot of time. Year zero. In a year zero, you observe. You don't act. That's what they did this year. Huh? In a year zero, you observe. You don't act. Because in year one, you act. But with a huge difference. With the difference that you have... pay attention. There is a news. I will give you a news in a second. With a big difference that you already have 1 year of study. So I will not blame him for the management. Of course, I am blaming him in a way about the fact that we didn't go for a reinforcement in the winter while Juventus was trying to fight for the Scudetto. And of course, you cannot go with Kroos, with Bellingham in the winter mercato. We know the situation. But probably also Max Allegri is frustrated about that one, because if you come with a second division player that has potential, but then it doesn't work. It doesn't work, especially because it's not you can say whatever you want. Pogba and Fagioli missing out after the mercato has been closed over the summer. It's not because of himself. So you see, then what did he do? I tell you, the second thing that I was expecting more from Giuntoli, that's the reality, that's the truth. I was expecting more presence, more vocal presence, which didn't happen, which in a way made me... I was expecting more about that. I was really expecting more about that. That's one. I understand that Max Allegri is a big personality. It's not easy, but I was still expecting a bit more. The news that people were telling me, Beppe, watch it, was not the one of Xabi at Barcelona, but it was the one of Manchester United that is monitoring Juventus centre-back Leison Bremer. United have already sent their scouts to watch the Brazilian games 3 times. It's not the new news, it's not something fresh. I hope I answered to... no, about Bremer, I hope he stays yesterday again. Fantastic 5-star. Fantastic 5-star performance. I hope I answered well, BT. So, I'm not blaming him for the summer mercato. I am not blaming him for a lot of things of this. You just can't. I blame him to not try, just trying a bit more in January, 1, and not have been there present. But maybe they didn't want to, huh? I don't know, I'm just guessing now, just out of my... Maybe they didn't want to. because they already have a new coach in mind, because they already have the agreement. If you're looking at Alfredo Pedula, they already have an agreement since mid-January with Thiago Motta, and probably that's what Allegri feels super pissed off about. Because if you, it's not to speak well about Allegri or not. Best situation is to stop. Okay, we all agree on that. But if you feel like Max Allegri, honestly, you say, I come back, putting my reputation in the game with the old management, Agnelli, etc., also to do a favor to Juventus that is in a difficult moment. I come back, I put my reputation, we sign a 4-year contract because I know that the first year there will be zero. From the second year, we will try to do, but from that third year, we'll go and push. And again, be on top, not only to win the Scudetto, but again, in Europe, being a strong team like we were back then. I believe I have the capabilities already to start winning earlier, because I believe that this team can do, which he said I was wrong. I didn't expect the team with that many difficulties. He comes. The first year is a disaster also because of him, but we knew. It was already taken into consideration by the management. The second year is a total disaster with the management that is leaving. There is no new management. You have a new management that is coming. You continue with Max Allegri, but you give up really soon on him, while Max Allegri is showing you that with the player that he has at disposal, losing Pogba, losing Fagioli, without Mercato, he's not playing a fantastic game, but at least he's there fighting for the Scudetto with Inter. And he feels that he has been given up by the management that didn't help him and that we're already looking for another coach. Guys, you would be pissed off. If this is the reality of Max Allegri, I think that you would be pissed off. Ciao, Anthony. I believe you would be pissed off. If, again, this would be the reality. Then you also have another version, because that's important, guys. I'm not pro Allegri. I'm not pro Giuntoli. I'm not against one or the other. I am pro Juventus. I love Juventus. I want the best for my Juve. But then you go towards the logic of Giuntoli. He came by an owner, hired by an owner. His way of thinking is, you receive the keys for the new Juventus. A year zero where you observe, out of necessity, we continue with Max. And from next year, you take the big bold decision where you will be accountable for. Why should he go and sign big players in the winter when knowing that we don't have a lot of money? Because he's already thinking about the future of Juventus. He needs to take his decision. And one of the decisions is probably to also stop with Max Allegri, which is a tough one. You see, there are different ways of looking at it. Attenzione, attenzione. We have the first page of Tutto Sport. I don't know if you already saw it or not. It's a big one. It's an important one. It's a big one. Tutto Sport, first page. Che brutta fine. What a bad ending. What a bad ending. With Max Allegri, open shirt, without tie, without jacket. Allegri leaves Juventus, messing up the party after the triumph in Coppa Italia. After a night of anger and craziness, the club is thinking about an immediate goodbye and is thinking about Montero to manage the last two games. For the future, Thiago Motta is ready. The supporters, meanwhile, are enjoying a trophy after 3 years. And a Vlahovic that became uomo squadra, a man of the team, a symbol of the team. And also the success of the next gen, because 6 players are arriving from the youth sector. It will be important to read inside. It will be important to read inside, guys. After the words of today, after everything what happened, I am not surprised of that page. I am not surprised on that page. I'm curious to see inside what will be said. Guys, maybe there are some new people, they don't know. They don't know. Here on the channel, you're free to give your opinion. You can speak about Max Allegri, you can speak about Guido Vasiago, you can speak about Giuntoli, whatever, but we don't insult with these kind of words, Laggio. So I prefer to warn you, because your name I'm not really familiar with, maybe you don't know, but I believe also when you're subscribing to the channel and you want to write, it's written, there is a code of respect in the chat. So, no. These kind of words, no. No, okay? No. Because 2 weeks ago, Guido Vasiago was, according to a lot of people, was licking ass to Allegri because he was not attacking him really strong. He should have attacked him more. And now today he is, because, hey guys, no, if you want to speak well, you can give your opinion without insulting, because that's not really appreciated here on the channel. Still, the man officially didn't left. Have some respect, although I am against him since day one. I agree on that one. You're speaking about Tuttosport. Yeah and no, because at the end, guys, at the end, honestly, if we are objective now, if we are not taking side of the coach, if we are not taking side of Tuttosport, if you are not taking side of Giuntoli, what are they saying here? They are writing, what a bad ending. If you read what a bad ending, honestly, it's true. Whatever happens, it's true. That's a reality. That Max Allegri stays until the end of the season. That Max Allegri even renew. That Max Allegri leaves immediately. Unfortunately, it is a bad ending. You can turn it how you want to. It is a bad ending. That's a reality. Then the picture chosen, I believe, of course, after what happened today, I'm not surprised to have a picture like that, but it's not a picture that has been photoshopped. It's a selection of picture of a real moment that happened in the game. Then if you read I'm speaking about the big titles. Allegri leaves Juve messing up the party. It is true. In a way, it is true, because the protagonist in negative of the post-game, and it's really strange because it's such contrasting. The protagonist, in a super positive way, protagonist, fantastic, of the game that nobody was expecting was Max Allegri. He managed that game at the perfection. If we win yesterday, the game is a big part thanks to Max Allegri, transform himself in a kind of antagonist after the game. You see? Deepak, ciao Beppe, it's nearly 4:30 a.m. in India and I'm finally off to sleep, with your live being music to my ears. until I'm falling asleep. I will close soon because, guys, you need to help me. Yeah, I don't want to go again with lives from 2 hours, 33 hours because I want to increase the lives. But then the problem is, you know what's the problem? I start at 11 o'clock. I need, always need to count 1 hour before I fall asleep. Minimum, after the live. And then the problem is that in the morning I'm not predict. Like this morning I was super happy we won. I slept 2 hours, because then this morning I brought my son to school. I slept like 2 hours. So no, I have to like 1:30, like a football game. That's the max that we should go. And then we close. And then the other topics we speak the day after. Look, I will write the message of I will read the message of Virtuoso. Thank you, from Sweden. Nice donation. Thank you. As much as I want Allegri to go, I am gonna miss him. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And again, I said it a few days ago, Virtuoso. But you have the picture of Dybala. You have, yeah, that's Dybala in a Juve shirt, so it makes sense. You are a bit one that is, you have an affection. You have an affection to people. You have these links, and then it's difficult to let them go. If you have still a Dybala picture in a Juve shirt, it's understandable that you feel like that. But no, sentimental, that's a beautiful word. Thank you, A. No, it's true. I will miss him a lot. I will miss him, but pay attention. I think it's let aside yesterday. I think it was really the best decision to do. I would have done the same probably as a club, taking now a new direction. But it's true. I always told you I have a lot of respect for Max the Man. Of course, yesterday is yesterday. Yesterday is yesterday. It's not acceptable. We can't. There are things, if correct, if really happened like that you can't accept, that you can't forgive. Because it's not because it's Max Allegri, we like him, then it's okay. No, we understand the backgrounds, we understand the why, we understand his point of view and his reaction. But I think it's right. But I will miss him, of course. Juan Mayo, Beppe. I agree we need new blood. Allegri has to leave, but he is still a legend. And he was unlucky in that 2.0 era. I agree. He lost his elite players every year on day one for the full season. Yeah, it's true. Pogba the first year. Di Maria was a disaster after match game 1 against Sassuolo. Ronaldo the first year, even if it was already predictable before he came. But anyway, he was. It's true. It's true. It's true. Juve, Beppe, I'm 37 too. Why 2? I'm 42. I'm older. I'm 5 years older than you. I can't even function off 7 hours of sleep. How can you function off? Well, I never slept a lot in my life. I'm not a big sleeper. No, it's not true. It's not true. I'm a night person, so I always slept super late. But when I was younger, I was waking up super late. Not in the week because I needed to go to school, but in the weekend I was easy, 2 p.m. And when I was at my parents' home when I was 16 or so, 18, I was waking up like at 2:55 p.m. on Sunday, 2:55 p.m. And then I went, you know why 2:55? Because at 3 p.m. the football game started, Serie A, that I was watching. And I went like a zombie on the couch, and from my bed to the couch to watch the Serie A. But now I wake up super early. I never slept a lot. I have enough with 5 hours. If I have a 5 hours per night, 6. 6. I'm okay. Of course, I'm 42. I look good for 42. Thank you. Yeah, I'm my son. My son will be 16. When? Tuesday. Tuesday. My son will be 16. 16. And I go towards 43 in October. Yasser, remember when Del Neri was overachieving with Sampdoria? What happened to Juve? And that's a bit the fear of Yasser. We spoke about that. You go to Del Neri. We went to, when we were speaking about it, because we already spoke about that on the channel, we spoke about Gigi Maifredi. Yeah? We spoke about Gigi Maifredi. That was fantastic at Bologna. He comes to Juve. We finished 7th. You never know. But, I always say in life, there are only now you can't do any mistake if you don't do anything. The problem, of course, is sometimes you try and then you mess up, and then you need to pay the consequences for it. Look, Cristiano Ronaldo today, if you're looking at Cristiano Ronaldo today, if you put a plus and a minus, I believe that you will have today, looking back, more minus than plus. And probably you will say, I don't know if I would have done it. But you had the balls to try. And you did something with an intention, and you had a plan to do it. Then you have COVID that is coming, you had a lot of investments, and then you mess up. And people are angry, are pissed off with Agnelli, some people are pissed off with Ronaldo. We didn't win the Champions League. Look at the financial situation today. But can you blame a club that knows that they already reached Italian roof and they want to go the extra mile to compete with the top of the top of the top? You can't, because they tried. You see what I mean? Then of course you say it was wrong or it was right or whatever. But that's sometimes something that I'm saying. We always blame people for not doing, for not acting, but we are also immediately there to say, hey, look, you were wrong. Look, the decision that you took. Look at, you see? We don't try. Of course, today the result is wrong. But we are not there to say, okay, it's wrong, but I understand why. I understand why he didn't go. I understand what he brought to Juve, because there are also good things that he brought to Juve even today. You see what I mean? That's a bit what I think. It's a bit of pity sometimes. The guy with the pizza entering an apartment on fire were the Adidas representative today at the Cantinassa. Adidas, they are quite aware of the situations of Juve, guys. So, anyway, the last comment, because then, I told you, 1 hour 30 max, because if we go with 2 hours, it's too much. Thank you, Virtuoso. So many memories watching with my dad those Allegri Dybala Champions League night. Amazing memories. Beppe, I miss those days, and Dybala was my first idol ever. And Dybala, I understand them. I have been a big Dybala fan personally. Then, not that much anymore. I don't miss Dybala. I think it was one of the few big, huge, correct choices that Juventus made to let him go. I will always be sure about that, but that doesn't mean that I didn't love Dybala a lot. When I see still him, I have a lot of affection for him. I understand. If that's your first ever player you fell in love with, of course it's difficult to let go. Your first real idol can't do something wrong. I understand that. I understand that. I understand that perfectly. Dybala Champions League nights. But honestly, how many huge big Champions League night had Dybala? No, I don't want to go there because then you will be pissed off with me, Virtuoso. If I ask you how many big huge Champions League nights you remember from Dybala, you will tell me Tottenham, you will tell me Barcelona. I try to remember the big Champions League out of my mind. Barcelona, Tottenham. Boo. The free kick against Atletico Madrid. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, guys, if I tell you the big, huge Champions League night, you tell me Young Boys. Yeah, the City game was good. Was it a magical Dybala night? You know, when I'm telling you Dybala, because we are speaking really about Dybala, I remember Cristiano Ronaldo, Atletico Madrid, 3-0, boom, 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 hat-trick, boom, revenge, Cristiano Ronaldo against the world. I remember Tevez Dortmund, for example. I remember Del Piero Dortmund. I remember Del Piero Zenit. I remember Del Piero. Dybala, I have like 2, 3. I have more. Like, where was Dybala in Champions League when we needed him? Because a lot of time he was unfortunately injured, but fantastic player. Look at what he's doing. When he's there at Roma is doing well. When he's not there, Roma has difficulties. It's true. No, but look at the difference that he's bringing to a team. He's a quality player. It's a pity. Injuries is the worst thing that can happen to a player. Lil G. Yeah, the people, they don't want to let me go to sleep. You have, I said it, you need to help me to let me go. You don't care. Lil G, thank you for a nation. Do you have time to, no, I really want to stop. I didn't even check, to be honest. I don't even know who he called up. Are they available? We can go. If you want to really fast, we can go. Is it available or not? Send me a link, or where can we see them? Are they official or not? I didn't even. I know the one of France. When you see the one of France, you don't want to go and watch the one of Italy. Azzurrini has been called up, so the young ones. Yeah. Tomorrow can be a big one, huh? Tomorrow can be a big one. Where is the list? There is no list. Whoa. Hey guys, help me, huh? They are not out yet. Fab. Who's Fab? Guys, you think Fab? Fabrizio, Romano. Real Madrid, Xavi, Fermin, Lautaro. France. Netherlands. There is no. Ah, they didn't come out yet. Yeah, but I'm looking for 3 hours and you tell me they are not there. For speaking about Juve, Cambiaso, Chiesa, Locatelli. That's it, huh? Honestly. Cambiaso, Chiesa, Locatelli. That's it. If you want to, if you Gatti, but there are a lot of defenders in Italy. Guys, Fagioli. Would be nice. I would be happy. Okay, he didn't even play a single second yet, and you want to bring him the Euro. Miretti will go with under 21 or so. Guys, last comment, guys. Last comments that I need to go to sleep because tomorrow morning, like Sebastiano is telling us, will be a big one. I hope that of course, I am supporting Italy. I want Italy to win, but if Italy doesn't win, I like France. Huh? I like France a lot. Like AJ. Zaki Warfa. Thank you, my friend. Zaki Warfa. What is he writing? Zaki. I know it's end time with Allegri, but he deserves our respect. Because of after Lippi, he gave me the most joy moments and wished better ending than this. I was speaking today with someone like that. I said exactly the same. It's a pity, because I know that I am unpopular. Zaki, with AJ. We have AJ in the chat. People that tried to not defend, but to put things into perspective. Let's say it like that. People that tried to put things in balance, like pro and contra of the coach. This is his mistake. This is, according to me, not his mistake. We were insulted. We were seen as I personally seen as someone that is paid by the club to tell you something, guys. Maybe today, guys, if the rumors, if the reports are true of whatever, do you really still believe that the club paid me to defend or to speak well about Allegri while we are going in a total different direction? I don't think so. But I would have loved, and that's what I was saying today, for a much better end. And I had already prepared way of my goodbye to Max Allegri. That will probably not be seen as or not being understood, because I don't want to go towards excuses and defending Max, but I believe that, like you, I want to put him as what he is, what he did for the club in the 3 spells, where the pro of contra and whatever. And I will be probably unpopular, but it's the reality. Yeah? I agree with you, Zaki. And that's what I will try to do. From the moment that it's official, we go live, we speak, we so pay attention, put the notification ring on, because it can be at any minute, to comment it, and then I will try to make a beautiful, respectful video, but I will try to be as honest as possible. Question, a poll, and we'll try to do it. Okay, you have until it's now 1 hour 56 of live and 36 seconds. You can vote now. The end of Max, will it be Friday the 17th or will it be later? Maximum of votes, guys. Maximum of votes. Now the moment to vote. You do 2 things. You vote and you like. If you didn't like, it goes super fast. so that we can close the chat. Buonanotte, ma non dormi, Alessia? Non dormi mai? Alessia, ho bisogno di un aggiornamento adesso, perché le maglie... sì, adesso sono vecchie, Adesso sono vecchie. Danilo il capitano con quella di 20-21, Vlahovic e Gatti 22-23. Ma ho bisogno di me, io voglio Beppe che lì che parla al microfono nella mia casetta, così fai i disegni. No, vediamo. You're voting, guys? 52. Oh, oof. There is a battle. Oh, guys, there is a battle. There is a battle here. Battle of the votes. At the moment, guys, 47% of the people are voting for Friday. 53% are voting for later, but we need more votes. 58 votes are not enough. Guys, vote now. Now is the moment to vote. We can go to 100 votes. I'm sure we can go to 100 votes. Come on, before 2 hours. You have like 70 seconds more. 70 seconds more. In the meanwhile, 3 new, grandissimi. 30 seconds more, no, 40 seconds more. It's big battle, huh? Big battle. Big, huge battle in the votes. Don Valentino is convinced 100% it will be on the 17th. Oh, that's a good one. Why I'm not on the other channel at the moment? I had too much with Juve, with the trip, with this, with that. My fault, my mistake. So hopefully from next week we can go back, and I will focus for Lil G. If he's still there, I will try to focus really a lot on Euro, also there on the channel. Yeah, absolutely, yes. So there it's my fault. Need to go back as soon as possible. Not tomorrow, because will be a big day, but probably from next week. I close the vote now. 4 seconds. Now we say goodbye to everyone. Ciao, Italian and Australian fans. Ciao, Thomas Makluf. Ciao to Saraz. Ciao to Massimo Lesti. Ciao to Naruto Premieri. Don Valentino Nicomo. Ciao to Keshian. Ciao to Mufid. Buonasera. Buonanotte Alessio. Saraz. Sasha. Michael Raso. Rami Joe. Grande Rami Joe. Fantastic Rami Joe. Checking Michael Raso. I already said Stavros. Let me check who else. Marcello. Bonne nuit, mon ami. Buonanotte a tutti. GCM is there as well. In the place, GCM. Anthony Isgro. Giratina from Canada. Stephanie Marie. Igor. Fantastic. Virtuoso. Today, Power. Chielo Star. Mlaggio. Buonanotte a tutti. The cup is beautiful. Grazie, forza. Tomorrow, notification ring on, because it can be a crazy day. Can be a crazy day. Buonanotte. See you tomorrow morning. Ciao.